Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crypto nerds of all ages, guess what? We have another special guest for you. We have excitement, we have intrigue. We're gonna figure out how to name this company and how to pronounce it correctly. I can't wait. And you know who I am. I'm at Real Monty Allen, and I am your crypto nerd.
And I'm Lauren Wixom, and I am your crypto queen. What's up, everyone? Welcome to this interview. Now, Archie, please tell me, how the heck do we pronounce this blockchain's name?
Yeah, so Fortior Blockchain is how you pronounce it, and it's a blockchain infrastructure development company currently working on the Algorand blockchain.
Awesome. So wait, Fortior. Did I say that right?
Fortior.
Fortior.
Yeah, there you go.
It's almost like the number 4 and then tier.
Yeah, Fortior. Yeah, there.
Fortior.
Incredible.
All right.
Awesome. Okay.
That took way too much time.
Yeah.
I've mispronounced it, RJ. I can't tell you how many times I've had it on Algorand News, and it's just I just speed past it as quickly as possible. I'm not sure.
I've seen it a ton of times on the Algorand daily recap, and I'm like, he's close enough.
It's good, right? All right. We still gave props. All right. I won't mess it up again. So Fortior.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, Fortior. I got it. Yes. Okay, so tell us, how did this get started? Give us a little bit of history on how Fortior became to be.
Sure. So Fortior was initially it was founded by myself and Brian Haney, who's the co-founder, and we met at the 2021 MIT Bitcoin Expo Hackathon, which was in April, and we kind of it was like an open Discord channel, and since we were both participating in the hackathon, we both needed teams, and I went to the Discord room and I see someone with like a green alien profile. Brian's Discord profile is green. Rex, he has a green alien as his profile pic, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you want to form a team?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" And we formed a team, and over a period of 36 hours, we hashed together a solution for the MIT Bitcoin Expo Hackathon, and we ended up making a decentralized autonomous organization for financial derivatives. That was kind of our project at the time. And one of the sponsors so we ended up winning top prizes at the 2021 MIT Hackathon. And one of the sponsors for the hackathon was actually Algorand, or the Algorand Foundation. So, and we ended up winning the prize from MIT and also the prize from Algorand. So our project was built on the Algorand blockchain, and we really enjoyed building on Algorand. And since we really liked the ecosystem, we got a lot of help from the community. So we were like, okay, why not? Let's apply for a grant from the Algorand Foundation to kind of like build more stuff on there and just see what happens. So we ended up getting a grant in around June of this year, and after that we decided, hey, let's just work on this full time, and we made a company.
I think that's brilliant. So that was April of this year.
Yeah. Yes.
Right? Isn't it amazing the speed that these projects will take place, and like the bonds that you make and the progress that's made in, at the point of this filming, what, 6 months?
Yep, approximately 6 months. But actually, we actually started working, like Fortior didn't actually come into, like Fortior was incorporated, and like kind of like what we're doing right now didn't actually start till June of this year. So it was actually like June was when we started working on the grant and kind of building out all the sweet things you know today.
Yeah, that's rapid fire. The ecosystem in general is just growing so fast. Mm-hmm. So I mean, the from humble beginnings, right? So that's how you started, and then how did it evolve into choice? So that's not what you started out with. When did you make that pivot? Did you have an aha moment? Walk us through that process.
Yeah, so sure. So when we got the Algorand Foundation grant, we had 3 separate deliverables and it's like 3 separate phases of the grant. We just got done with those 3 phases. So the first one was doing smart contract research, and where we developed a new type of smart contract. And the second one was building a voting mechanism, and the third one was building a AI system to predict volatility. So we kind of had like 3 different directions we could kind of take the main message, but we really stuck to the idea of governance because the current solutions for governance, especially among other DAOs, is very, very centralized or very, very clunky. And we thought a sort of Algorand standard asset that powers consensus and decentralized governance could really transform the industry. And we looked at the current centralized voting solutions in the world, such as like election voting, where like voting suppression stops people from voting. There's this fundamental lack of trust for people in knowing that their vote was counted accurately, and all these problems made us say, okay, let's really focus on decentralized governance. And we made ChoiceCoin to kind of power and tokenize the decentralized governance protocol we're building. So that's kind of where that kind of launched. And we got like we had a lot of with like deciding how to distribute it. We came up with the idea of democratic rewards, incentivizing people to have communication and discussion around blockchain with their legislators. We had participation programs, open source software. The ChoiceCoin project itself is actually entirely open source, and I think we've had like over 3,000 members who are in part of our Discord, and out of those, over 200 who are actually contributing to software development, writing articles, etc.
That's amazing. To have that kind of engagement is pretty impressive, huh? Lauren and I have been talking a lot lately about how to get the community engaged, and I think that there's not a better way to get the community engaged than actually have them help build it, right? In some way, shape, or form. Like then they're thoroughly vested in your success. Timing wise, like, did you know that DAOs were going to be such a hot topic? Back in the summer, did you see the writing on the wall? Because it seems like they're really kind of coming into their own, and I see more and more, just conversations regarding DAOs and governments in general. Obviously, Algorand even, that conversation has been circulating for a little while now.
Yeah, no. So like over the summer, we knew that there was this, like, the idea of a decentralized autonomous organizations actually existed for a really long time. In fact, one could even make the argument that the Bitcoin network itself, back implemented in 2009, was the example of the first decentralized autonomous organization, because it facilitated the decision making at a decentralized level, where participants could influence how the network moved forward based on what they thought. And sort of that idea has evolved into now where we have these different assets and different tokens and different governance platforms and models, and they're all kind of existing. Over the summer, we saw that like there were so many different DAOs kind of springing up, and it was actually kind of incredible to see, because in 2016 with the DAO, that was like the name of the organization that had suffered a critical security failure. It was built on Ethereum. It suffered a critical security failure. I don't know if you've heard of it. And then it lost all its funds due to something like a computer vulnerability. Yeah. So it was incredible to see that DAOs were now regaining momentum. There were more people interested in making DAOs. And I guess when we joined a couple of these Discords and we tried to participate in these DAOs, and we saw like voting was always done through like, oh, here's a proposal, and click, put a thumbs up as an emoji in the Discord channel if you agree, put a thumbs down if you don't, or select this if you agree. And then we're like, okay, how do you know if the people who are counting the votes are counting your votes accurately? Like, maybe the people who develop the network, they just go with whatever decision they feel is best, and they're just holding the vote as just like a formality. Yeah, as a formality. So we decided to make ChoiceCoin, where people could now vote in decentralized autonomous organizations, and they could see that their vote was counted accurately because it's recorded directly on the blockchain.
Yeah, I think that transparency makes a big difference, huh?
Yeah.
Can you talk to us about implementation? So where can we see ChoiceCoin next? Where is it going to be implemented? Who's going to pick up the use cases?
Yeah, so the primary use case we have right now is decentralized decisions, which is a a software for a voting software that's powered by ChoiceCoin. And right now it's meant for use by ChoiceCoin itself is a DAO. Like the entire community, obviously, as I said, it's open source. So it's meant for use within ChoiceCoin, and other DAOs on the Algorand network would easily be able to pick it up. So we're planning on launching the software in Q1 of next year, and hopefully have it on mainnet by the end of Q1 of 2022, to where anyone can kind of just go in there and use it. As far as to how it'll work, essentially, if you were part of a DAO, you wanted to make a new proposal, you go into the decentralized decision software, and upon proving that you own a certain amount of choice, you use that to pay for using the server space, and then a new Algorand standard asset called like ChoiceCoin DAO Vote 1 will be created, and you could input, okay, how many coins do I have? If my individual DAO, it'll create a asset with the equivalent number of coins, and then how many decisions do I want? So for a proposal, maybe there's 5 different decisions, and then it'll give you a unique link that you can kind of share with your with everyone, with all your constituents and all your members, and they'll be able to vote, and all those votes will be recorded on the blockchain, and the results will be tabulated directly in the application itself. So we have a lot of work to do in the upcoming months to kind of get that live, but that's kind of where we're going with it. Long term, theoretically, this could be used by any group of people wanting to make decisions. So whether that's like a small group of like 5 people, or we intend, like the actual first goal was to have it be used like nationally for like political elections even.
Yeah, that is really cool. Could it handle like ranked choice voting? Is that a priority?
So so we have definitely been looking at different voting systems. So like we were talking about like implementing star voting, which is where you can choose multiple options. Rank is also another one we're looking at, and that's definitely something we'll implement when it's like if a decentralized autonomous organization reaches out to us, it's like, yeah, we want to implement ranked voting for our proposal, then the software will be able to automatically adjust in order to reflect that.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
I think that would help out immensely. I'm a big fan of the ranked choice voting, and I saw some, you see it like in the political space, and there's been a recent movement for that, and as well as just what you were talking about, that transparency, that verification. It is mind-boggling to me that we don't have something like this implemented already, because the technology is already here.
Yeah, no, it's the technology is already there. It's definitely just like taking the incentive to build it out. And I guess with Algorand governance, you definitely see some of that. But I think creating an asset itself that tokenizes it and represents it on the blockchain, I think that was kind of like the direction we wanted to move in, and having the ability for any decentralized organization to make decisions in that manner.
Yeah. Okay. How many people on the team now?
So right now, for Fortior, it's just myself and Brian. So we've been kind of like bootstrapping it and working on the grant and getting our deliverables done. As far as like ChoiceCoin goes, like there's no set team. Like Brian and I kind of developed initial software, but software contributions have been made by people all over the world. So it's like, like the product we see today is the result of people in Africa, in Asia, and in the United States, and in Australia, all these different places kind of coming together and contributing. It was part of our open source software initiative, where we essentially were like, hey, if you make a good contribution, you'll get a reward in ChoiceCoin.
Wow. So, Lauren, before we were filming, Archie and I were talking about our schedule and how crazy it is. So we got to wake up at like 7 a.m. to meet with some folks, in Europe. And, you though, like your Discord must be going at all hours of the day. Like, do you sleep at all right now?
Sleep has definitely been missing at the time. We have a significant part of our community is actually from Africa or from Nigeria and South Africa, etc. And their time, I think they're around, I want to say, a couple of hours ahead. Definitely, I don't know the specific time zone, but they start like they're like, good morning, let's get working, and it's the Discord and the social media engagement definitely is throughout the day. And especially with like a high growth, which we've kind of seen once Choice Coin launched on Tinyman, people were just going incredibly crazy with just like how the fact that they could actually trade this asset for algo.
Yeah, that was amazing. So did the community do that? Did you provide some liquidity? How did that happen? Did just enough people who had it decided, hey, let's start this pool, and it was organic?
So as part of we had Fortior as a company had some general administration money, and we put that towards use by making an initial pool in Tinyman. So the initial pool was done by Fortior, but other people contributed large amounts. Like there were many individuals in the Choice Coin community who had 100,000, 200,000 Choice Coin, and they were like, yeah, I'm going to add to the liquidity pool. I'm going to get 0.25% of the rewards, and I can pull out anytime. Why not? And they did that, and now it's kind of increased in liquidity over time. That's one of our goals actually as for Choice Coin, is to increase the liquidity on the Tinyman network. That way more people can participate in the ecosystem.
It's amazing to see the overall growth. I think something that will happen and something that will help that. And Lauren, stop me if you got any questions here. I tend to just jump in there. I just keep asking questions.
Yeah, I do have a question, but that's okay.
All right. Let me finish this one then. So RJ, so as Algorand grows, I think those Tinyman pools will just organically get bigger. So how much are you tied into the overall Algorand ecosystem? As Algorand grows, is Choice Coin going to automatically get bigger? Does that impact Fortior? Like how much of that trickles down when Algorand goes up?
From our perspective of we're fully invested in Algorand. I kind of say we really think Algorand is one of the most underrated blockchains. Definitely one of the most secure, if not the most secure, and one of the fastest. So we really like Algorand, and we also think if Algorand grows, we think all the assets associated with it will grow because they're kind of all belonging to that basket. And automatically when Algorand goes up, the trading pair between Choice Coin and ALGO is going to stay the same. So that means the price of Choice Coin and all these other assets. We talked about we were talking about Taco Coin earlier. Even the price of Taco Coin will go up, right? It's going to be as Algorand grows, the entire ecosystem should benefit. And I think that's what is set to happen in the upcoming months.
Yeah. That's
cool.
Great.
So you were saying that you're working with all these people around the world. Do you see yourself forming a local headquarters? In the near future?
In the near future, probably not, because the idea is we wanted this to be as decentralized, even from a company perspective, as decentralized. Hey, anyone can come in, contribute, join, etc. And we really think that's been one of the for myself, that's been one of the draws to the fact that, hey, I can kind of work at home without having to go to a physical office. Same thing with Brian and all of my everyone really. And Brian's actually based in Washington, and he's actually incredible. He's a graduate of Stanford Law School and a great innovator. In Notre Dame Law School, and just completed a research fellowship at Stanford. So he's incredible, and the entire community is incredible. And we kind of want to keep drawing all these incredible people to the community by making it as open as possible.
That's awesome.
I love how intelligent and how many educated people have taken the time to study and see what's out there, and they've made the choice to work with or on Algorand in some way, shape, or form. So I feel like the average IQ, and this is me giving us a pat on the back, the average IQ of the Algorand holder has got to be significantly higher than the average IQ of a Bitcoin holder. I'm just saying, we're throwing it out there.
Yeah,
right?
No, it's true though. I feel like everyone we talk to, that we've talked to so far, they're going to all these great schools, or they've accomplished all these great things. That's awesome.
Yeah, we learn a lot just doing these interviews, and hopefully the people who are watching this, pick up on some of this as well. That's what we're looking for.
I've had the opportunity to talk with some of the people on the actual Algorand team and Algorand Foundation, and it's actually fascinating how accomplished they are. People Addy from the Algorand Foundation, Fabrice from the Algorand Foundation. These people are really brilliant, and I think that should that should give potential investors, in the Algorand ecosystem, it should give them confidence that, hey, this thing is going to grow because there's such a great team behind it.
Yeah, I agree. So speaking of the overall Algorand ecosystem, do you have time to see what other projects are doing? Do you have a favorite project that you are watching right now that's not ChoiceCoin? What are you watching? What are you interested in?
Yeah, I think one of the I do really like what Yieldly has done for as far as Algorand for like the DeFi system. I think the most incredible innovation they've had is the no loss lottery. So that allows you to essentially enter into lotteries without risking anything. Mm-hmm. And also I think their role, Yieldly is incredible, pardon because they've developed a great technology, but also because they are directly helping other Algorand standard assets grow. Because now you can stake Opolis, you can stake Smilecoin on Yieldly and earn it. That's helped those two assets immensely. And we're now seeing, we're not kind of seeing that this formation of an ASA alliance is kind of like the internal term all these different projects have used when we were talking to them. It was like the ASA alliance, where this, instead of trying to compete with each other, we're trying to foster a system of collaboration and innovation and partnership where the entire ecosystem can grow.
Yeah,
in a organic manner.
It's not just internal anymore; it's out there. Everybody knows about it now. So hashtag ASA Alliance. And ARC is out there now. Xfinity is about to get out there. So are we going to see a ChoiceCoin pool someday? Well, what's the status there?
Potentially. We definitely would love to see that there, and definitely something we're looking at right now.
Okay. Hedging your bets there. I like it. All right. So what about NFTs? Do you watch the NFT space? It seems like there's been a lot of movement in NFTs lately, and you'd be surprised who's watching those.
Yeah, I am not invested in NFTs, but I do know of several the Algorand NFT space is actually like something that's, I think, underrated right now. There's so many different projects starting NFT marketplaces and NFT creation hubs on Algorand. I mean, I think Algo Gems right now is probably the most popular one, but you have stuff like Algo Mint. I had the opportunity to talk with an individual who is starting a new company completely centered on NFTs, and there's just so much going on in that space. And one of the most incredible, the person I talked to actually transitioned from developing on Cardano to Algorand just because of how much more welcoming the developer ecosystem was in Algorand. He felt that while Cardano was great and they had a proof of stake blockchain and you could make transactions very quickly, in Algorand you can just get in, get started. People are active 24/7, 365 to help you if you have any problems with development, and they felt that was really cool, and that a lot of transition happening from.
I love to hear
Algorand.
that. I haven't heard a lot of folks from Cardano making the jump over. A couple of high profile ETH projects and developers, and it's, from what I understand, it's relatively easy to jump into the Algorand ecosystem as far as language wise. So,
yeah, because I mean the fact is and again, it's a testament to the ecosystem. So like there's software development kits or SDKs written in languages like Python, JavaScript, like languages most developers know. Where like in Ethereum, you have to learn something like Solidity or Serpent, or I think now it's called Viper. Well, those are simple languages, but with Python, it's like it's another degree simpler, and anyone can really get started and make their own decentralized application without having to worry about learning a brand new language that's maybe more complex, or even having to directly interact or make smart contracts. You can make a decentralized application now on Algorand without having to do that. So it's incredible.
Okay, interesting. All right, so I got two more questions for you, and then I'll let Lauren go because I know she's got one. So first question. So we've been thinking about this idea of putting like a Yelp for Algorand blockchain projects on our website. And it just dawned on me like, hey, well, if the community were to vote on projects, that might be an application that ChoiceCoin, might actually work for us. So how would we implement that if we were, we've got this website, we want the community to engage with us and vote on projects and, keep the community abreast of like, hey, what projects are good and high quality, that sort of thing. So we can warn each other and keep everybody honest. How would somebody like us, a small project, approach you and say, hey, how could we integrate this? Is there how would we reach out? What contact method would we use?
Yeah, I mean, like, like you're doing it right now. That's a great. Like, I think, I mean, if anyone was gonna, we're active and we're looking at the Discord, at emails. I mean, eventually when Decentralized Decisions is launched, you won't even have to contact us. You'll be able to do it directly on the platform. But if there was like a specific, like you talked about earlier, ranked choice voting, if I was like, hey, I want to implement ranked choice voting, can you help us out with this? Emailing us at fortiorblockchain@gmail.com, or contact us in the Discord, and we will love to get that set up. I think that's actually a pretty cool application where the choice coin is going to be, or I guess it'll be called, where the decentralized decision software can be used for like a ranking service. I think that'll be incredible.
Yeah. Okay. Second question: where are you going to be in, let's say, 4 years, maybe 5 years? What's going to happen? What's the future look like?
You stole my question.
Oh, did I?
It's okay. I have another one.
All right.
For Fortior itself, I really do think that like we're really like open right now. So as far as ChoiceCoin goes, I think ChoiceCoin, since ChoiceCoin is open source, like we're actually trying to make a conscious effort to kind of let go control and kind of let the community take over and have like it be a community-run project, similar to how Bitcoin, there's not really like a company behind it. It's more just like a community of developers working together to make it happen. That's kind of what we're trying to do with ChoiceCoin, and I think with ChoiceCoin, it will be a asset on the Algorand network that is going to be used for voting, and decentralized governance, kind of what we planned for it to do. As far as Fortior goes, I think we can be a blockchain infrastructure company that kind of develops different projects and needs based on customer needs. Like we're open, we're not really invested in the Algorand blockchain, but we're also looking to see if we can do some like cross-chain stuff in the future, maybe like between Algorand and Bitcoin, Algorand and Avalanche, seeing if we can do some things there. And it's really going to be interesting because as the space gets bigger and bigger, the need for developing infrastructure and software development will grow. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how Fortior plays a role in developing software for these projects in the future.
Okay, excellent.
Awesome. Cool. Okay, well, my question to you is, do you see yourself working with any charities in the future? Are you currently working with one? Is there something in the works as of right now that you can tell us?
Oh, that was actually incredible. We're actually, right now, we're just me and Brian, we're talking about this. We're setting up a program. One of the first uses for ChoiceCoin will be within the ChoiceCoin DAO itself, and that will actually be a vote for a charitable contribution called Choice Charities, where essentially there'll be a list of like 4 different charitable organizations, and people in the ChoiceCoin DAO, or anyone who holds ChoiceCoin essentially, will be able to vote and see where that charitable donation should go to.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Cool. Yeah, I feel like that's just a huge thing with people. They just want to see like, okay, great, this company is making money, but what are they doing to contribute to society? So that's just why I like to ask.
Yeah, no, we also thought like with ChoiceCoin, because we already have like the democratic engagement and the community participation, we felt that was a good next step to kind of implement with where you could, the community members could play an active role in where the organization or the project is contributing or giving funds.
It's probably too late for us, but legitimately, like Lauren and I, like right after this, we have to make a video about we have 4 different charities that we need people to vote on for our NFT project, where the proceeds are going to go to. Like literally right after this. So next time we do this round, we're gonna have to get ChoiceCoin involved so that we can have all of the voting done really on chain. I think that would be way cool. I think we're gonna do something lame, like just a Twitter vote or something.
Yeah.
That's where we're at right now. I mean, I think once we're really trying to get the software out there, and because that's where we are right now. We're doing Twitter polls and Discord polls, but I think once the software launches, it'll be a lot good. It'll be good for the ecosystem.
All right, very cool. All right, anything else that you want to get out to the community? Ideas, thoughts, future projects, side projects, anything else that you want to get out there?
I think it's really been it's been a great conversation. I do think that like people should pay more attention to kind of like all, because even as even as someone who's kind of really invested in the Algorand space, you see like 20 different projects pop up every day. So like the next big thing on Algorand could be, you know, under the hood right now. So I would really encourage people, if they're interested in Algorand, to really explore and see all the things that are being done on there, because it's actually really cool to see like how much stuff is out there that even, you know, someone as invested in the Algorand space such as us wouldn't know about without, you know, doing some good research.
I'm literally engaged with the community every single day, and there's projects that sneak up on me, and I have no idea where did this come from. And it's like fully formed project that they were just, you know, on the DL for a little while for whatever reason, and they just come out.
Yeah, there's a lot of projects that kind of take that approach where they're kind of going under the radar and they make a huge announcement, and you're like, wow, this is incredible. Where were they? And some of they have like all the technology built out. It's crazy.
It's pretty cool. What about Decipher? Are you going to Decipher?
I was thinking about it. I think tickets for in-person, at least pre-sale, might be sold out. I'll have to look into that. I was definitely thinking of going because I think it'd be a really cool event to meet, you know, to meet the community and meet all these people associated with Algorand. What about y'all? Are y'all planning?
We're going.
Yep, we'll be there.
All right.
We got our tickets. We haven't booked flights or hotel or anything yet.
Yeah.
But we're excited to be there and kind of, you know, see Silvio talk, and Scaramucci's going to be there. You know, I think it's just really cool to and also, you know, we do a bunch of these virtual interviews, and I do, you know, the Twitter space, you know, every Sunday we do a couple of those, and then you just never know, like, okay, when am I going to actually meet this person? I think it'll be really cool to just get out there and meet some folks that we've only met virtually.
Yeah, right. Like, hey, if we're there, we should definitely meet up then.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
One thing that's I talked about with Rick Coop in the last review was we did actually, like, one of our parts of the Fortier's grant, this is completely separate from ChoiceCoin, was doing an algo price prediction called ALGO. I think you might have made a video about that.
Yeah.
Yesterday when our software actually predicted at the beginning of October that, hey, Algorand's going to cross the $2 barrier in October, and we were really excited when it did that yesterday, because we were like, oh, look, we're right. So
we were right. I remember doing that video. I was like, where did this come from? It was one of those things that, like, it didn't seem in line with the rest of everything else you were doing, and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, we got this cool AI that's going to predict this, and I was like, what?
Yeah, and so that's
when does it predict $10? Just let me know.
We didn't make predictions that far into the future. We did it kind of like for the upcoming month, so like where people could like kind of get into the ecosystem and say like, hey, it's gonna go to $2 and an optimal time to buy in. And that, I just wanted to make a quick comment on this. Like, now it's fluctuating back down, it's fluctuating back up. I think that's going to be something else for the community to kind of keep steadfast about, is, you know, even if the price is fluctuating, the on-chain one, this is one of the things we discussed, is on-chain metrics are just so much more valuable than just like price targets, especially for cryptocurrency. You know, if you see the total number of participants in the Algorand blockchain, total number of ecosystem partners, I mean, that's really how you should measure the blockchain's value. Yep.
Yeah. I very rarely ever talk about price. In fact, I don't remember the last time I even really mentioned the Algorand price. Every once in a while I talk about the Yieldly price, because that one is, it has way more volatility, it seems like, lately. And it's just fun to talk about those tools.